Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 23 of It's Morphin Time podcast, brought to you by Zion, the paradise for gamers, geeks, nerds, and all that alike. And it's also brought to you by Epicon 2017, where we will be there live doing a Q&A up on the panel. We will be at the Albany Civic Center. They have 3 Power Rangers that are going to be there. 2 Time Forces, and 1 original Mighty Morphin Power Ranger replacement. I'm not going to get into any names because it's too difficult. I'm your host with the most, the one and only Magma Cleric.
And I'm sorry, folks, I have to bring you some bad news. Epicon will not have Jason Font this year. Sad to say, he canceled. I wanted to make sure Marcus knew, but apparently he didn't know. So, slight moment of pause. Okay, that's over with. I'm your host, the grandest one. The one that always runs in the inner circles, the strong one, the one they always call OP, aka Talos, Gundam. Yeah.
And of course, for all your It's Morphin Time podcast merchandise, go to TeePublic, where we have t-shirts, posters, phone cases, and mugs for all your drinking needs. And speaking of drinking, I am the one here that today is so salty that I make Zordon and Gosei need a drink. Even our quote unquote greatest one just took a drink because of how salty I am. I am
iodine.
The Red Ranger, or today the salty Red Ranger, because I'll be honest with you guys, I have a lot of salt to throw out here today.
All right, so you know how we roll. Well, you know how this podcast rolls. We like to bring you guys the up-to-date news that's going on in either Sentai world or Power Ranger world or the Toku world itself. So we've got Jason David Frank petitioning himself to be a guest on Ninja Steel.
Petitioning? I thought he already was. I thought he already was.
I thought it was too, but we got a new article out that's saying he is petitioning himself. He wants to be on Ninja Steel.
Oh my, okay.
I'm gonna throw this in.
And here you go.
I respect Jason David Frank. Tommy has quite a legacy. He's been in what? 5, 6 total seasons, not as a guest of Power Rangers. But hang up the helmet for a bit. Let someone else build up this legacy. We have not had someone else share the legacy with him. We have not. It's always Tommy Oliver and Jason David Frank. Share the spotlight. Come on.
Now, the only one who can do a good guest spot, 3 guest spots. There's actually a couple of Rangers that have 3 guest spots if you include team-up episodes from the olden days where 2 teams used to team up and now they just don't do that anymore for some dumb reason.
Budget.
The world started over, remember? These are new teams.
But we all know the real reason. Budget. That's the real reason.
Exactly. We have...
No one pays Power Ranger enough.
Johnny Young Bosch. He's been in it. He's made 3 guest appearances.
And he's been around places outside of Power Rangers.
Yes.
And we have the guy TJ, who was the Red Turbo, Blue in Space, and he made a guest appearance in the Legendary War. So there goes for him. Cassie, who was the Pink in Space and Pink Turbo, she made another appearance in the Legendary War, which brings her total up to 3 as well. Yeah, there are so many other Rangers, and I know, Saban, you have a sketchy history with previous Rangers from in the past, either making their characters look weak when a new team comes in, or just downright not having a great relationship with your past Rangers.
And
don't get me wrong, I'd love seeing Tommy, but what's the chance?
Honestly, I think Casey would be a decent Ranger to throw in for, being kind of a legacy person.
Here's where I start.
Right.
Here's where I start being a jackass. Why not go and get some people from RPM? Why not get some people from?
Because they're in a different universe.
No. Once again, let's tell it like it is. Reset the world.
But that does not mean that all of a sudden RPM is in the same universe.
They could be.
It could very well mean that.
Then that means there's an entire period where the entire world got nearly nuked. Other Rangers before RPM got destroyed, unless there's some MacGuffin that kept them safe out of Vendix's eye. In which case, where were they?
Well, it could have happened. Never know. It could have literally happened. Charge.
Basically, I'm gonna tell you what Saban and everybody else has done. What has happened is, hey, all those fan-made stories can now actually be canon. That's the bullshit that we get right now.
I am hesitant on that because I'm pretty sure there's some weird stories out there.
Oh yeah, it is.
I mean, I don't doubt that the fans can make good stories, but man, there's probably some stuff that goes on the scale of, now, have you guys seen Q Ranger Raptor fan fiction level?
Right. And keep it up with the news. We go from Power Ranger side to Super Sentai, to Toku side, and we finally got. I believe it was last week. We got the trailer dropped for Kamen Rider Build.
Oh shit! I didn't realize that.
It looks interesting. They showed his henshin, and when he henshins, it's like a model kit basically appears, and the pieces unhinge from itself and flies onto him.
Seriously, that's where they got the build concept from?
Oh, because the way it looked in the trailer, he's got the model kit grid in front of him and behind him.
Hey, Talos! You can have a Kamen Rider that fits in with, Gundam models.
I know.
That makes me iffy on this, just because that's his henching, just like models.
What's wrong with models? I make models.
Wait, you're talking about?
No shit.
Okay,
I'm not bashing that. It's just that it's a weird thing to have a henshin style for.
I was laughing. I'm sorry. I was thinking about the salt again. I'm sorry. Were you talking about Kamen Rider Build?
Yes.
Yes, I was.
Okay.
I was talking about
trailer dropped last week.
Yeah. Kamen Rider Build. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what those things are. They're similar to Double's memories. They're similar to those, except what they are is, how can I put it? As it was told me, it's like they're the force of the world that builds things. He can basically build up anything and everything. So apparently, that's basically how this is gonna go.
Interesting. That's I don't know how to feel about that one.
I don't know how to feel about build yet entirely.
Look, build. I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on because that's probably going to be the next toy that I get. So
I'm waiting for when X-Aid's true ending comes out.
Right.
Yeah. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of being. Wait.
Well,
You thought it was the ending, but it's me, Dio. I'm so tired of that. I am so tired of that.
You know, sometimes Kamen Rider ends the show in a movie.
Yeah.
Decade. And it could work that way if they went that way. All right, so that's gonna wrap up Super Sentai, Toku news and Saban news. We are going to move on to our next salty topic. Woo! We are
Salty
moving
topic
on
number
to
2.
before I reveal to the semifinals.
Hold on. Wait.
Recap.
Whoa. Hold on. Wait just a moment. Hold on. Be right back. Hold on. Don't you go nowhere.
What? So, Talos Gundam just flew away. Apparently, already up in the up in space to not get any of this salt thrown his way.
I got double barrels full of salt for you two.
Oh, it's going to get real salty here.
It's gonna be so salty here. We don't have to worry about ghosts for the next 10 years.
So,
Okay, I'm back.
yeah, I
Okay.
mean, oh, he's back.
Today's
Woo!
a grand occasion. A grand occasion.
All right, so before we reveal who won the first rounds in the 6 Ranger tournament, let's go over and give our opinions on who we thought should have walked out of the first round.
Okay.
6 Ranger tournament. We have, and our first one, we have, just like we did with the Megazords, we're going to talk about them, and then we're going to reveal who went to the semifinals out of them. All right, so Right Tiger Ranger versus Green Dragon Ranger, both from MMPR and both are Tommy.
So, Tommy versus Tommy. I wonder who would win. Tommy.
Talos, since these were both your picks, I want you to go first and give your opinion on who you thought would be walking out of this fight.
First and foremost, they shouldn't have fought because this is a grand match. This is the match that ends all matches. This match could have been semifinals match because simply put, this is what everybody was waiting on. Like, do you not know how high the boats climbed for this? The boats were so
well. Let's be honest here. It was either we get this out early and not have it get to this eventual climax, or we keep it going and it ends up inevitably being, just because of how the fans are with their votes, white versus green.
Well, all the stuff was randomly rolled for their spots.
Yeah.
So continue, Melvin.
What's to blame but luck?
Continue, Melvin. Give us your opinion on who is walking out of the tournament.
Who's walking out of the tournament? Honestly,
out of the first round between white and green, in your opinion, who should be walking out of that one?
Of that one, I'd have to say white because, let's go by facts. White is the stronger ranger. White is the strongest ranger. Actually, even if we go say, oh yeah, Zeo, is still there, but white, because of how much martial arts skills and everything else that he knows, White is the strongest ranger that he has. White is the strongest ranger that Tommy has. So technically, White should walk out. White was gonna walk out.
What about you, Eric? Who do you have in this first round?
Overall, I really didn't care much because, my general apathy towards Tommy Oliver, I didn't care. But if I was thinking anyone would walk out, I think I would be agreeing with Talos, and I'd say the White Ranger. Because for one, he's kind of the later one, and two, he's made by Zordon himself, so kind of the real deal.
I have to stay faithful, and I have to go with the classic. As you see, I'm wearing the shirt of ours.
As I am wearing mine, as if no one could ever see that.
I have to go with green. Green Ranger, simply for the fact that they were going full power, all weapons, no Zords, and you have the Sword of Darkness, which amplified the Green Ranger's power against the White Ranger, and then you have the Dragon Dagger. Two of them can summon a fireball and shoot it at each other, but really, only the Green Ranger can play the flute and summon up a shield around his shield to protect himself, to deflect energy blast or whatever. So even with the help of Saba, I would have had to go with Green Ranger. And the person who is going to the semifinals out of that match is
go White Ranger, go.
Let's see, it was 32 to 40 White Tiger favor. So the White Tiger Ranger is in the semifinals. Then we move on to another one. We move on to the second round. And the second round is Solaris Knight.
Solaris Knight, yes.
Solaris Knight versus Titanium Ranger.
Wait, which Ranger was that?
And
Solaris Knight versus Titanium Ranger.
let's just put it this way. For the first half, the very first part of the whole fight.
Hey, hold on a minute. We still got to talk about who we think should have won. Don't skip to the result yet, you jackass.
Yeah, I am sorry. I got a little ahead of myself.
I wonder why.
Eric, since you brought it up, go ahead and give your opinion on who you think should have won.
I'm not going to name call this one. I'm salty, so you know who probably went out. But you know what? Solaris Knight should have won. First off, we all know magic is bullshit. And this guy just fires. This guy just has a lamp that fires magic missiles all day long. It's like, oh, hey, you're up in the air. Boom. Hey, you're over there. Boom. And he is the mentor for all of the Mystic Force Rangers, and he was a legendary warrior even before the gates closed, going head-to-head with what would have been the new main boss. So I think he should have. I think he'd be coming out on top of this one.
Look, I understand how you feel. I understand. I truly do. Yes. In the words of some of my friends, friendship is magic. Magic is power. But not today! Well, in my case. But let me tell you something. I could not. I knew without doubt in my mind and my heart that Solaris Knight was not going to beat Titanium Power. There was no way. That's why I went for Titanium Ranger. Titanium had the skills. Titanium was better equipped. Titanium showed magic. That magic was all bullshit. You can prance around all day long in the flowers if you want to. Go ahead. Sunshine and daisies. That's not. But in the end, a non-canon ranger showed you.
Yeah, the non-canon one that you like to refer to, even though we've had some pretty good non-canon stuff. Yes, I'm defending Titanium Ranger here.
So my pick is Titanium motherfucking Ranger, and let me tell you why. Tapes, no capes.
Here's the thing: he doesn't need to fly. He has a magical train to take him wherever he needs to go.
His cape would have got in the way of the fight. Titanium's axe would have reset that damn magic missile back at Gold Ranger because his axe reflects energy blast 2 times stronger back to the opponent. And then he's got 2 weapons basically versus a fucking lamp. It's a lamp.
He can do some good shit with a lamp.
Oh look, I'm gonna roll a D. Oh look, I have a magic missile. Let me roll my D20 dice. Let's see what the hell I'm going to do.
What does he need to roll? He just slides the lamp, and it's like, okay, how many do I feel like? Oh wait, here's 5. 5
no.
I know how many I feel like.
Hey, what's going to happen is
give me 20.
This is what's going to happen. He looks at Titanium Ranger. He pulls out the lamp. Titanium Ranger goes, well, when I get done making you my bitch, why don't you take that lamp, put some water in it, get a tea bag in it, and make me some motherfucking tea and be useful for once.
In the words of Talos Gundam, right here, right now. He got knocked the hell out. That's what the hell happened. The axe came down and split his damn skull in 2. And I think
so obviously, as all you people know, Titanium Ranger won, much to my distaste.
The results of round 2, it was a pretty damn landslide. Titanium Ranger was up by 10 before Solaris Knight had 5. It was a slaughter fest when Titanium Ranger came in there. So you guys voted, and the final votes for Solaris Knight versus Titanium Ranger is
go.
I'm
gonna say it this time. I'm sorry, Marcus. I have to steal your thunder. I'm gonna have to say it. Titanium power.
It was 14 to 22 Titanium favor.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Titanium is walking into the semifinals and will be facing the White Tiger Ranger.
Of course.
The third round we have White Dino Ranger versus the green Ninja Storm Samurai Ranger.
Oh God. Oh God.
Honestly, I have to give it to been thinking about it. I have to give it to Ninja Steel Green because not Ninja Steel Green, Ninja Storm. Storm Green Samurai because of his 2 modes. His heavy mode and his lightning mode. I'd have to give it to the Green Samurai from Ninja Storm Ranger. I don't think even in White Dino's powered up form,
Super Dino mode,
to keep up with that lightning form. I mean, when he takes off that vest creates a small crater.
Yeah. Just like Goku with his wristband back how long ago?
Talos, what is your opinion on this fight? Who is walking out of this fight?
Man, let me tell you something. I felt like it was just it was so boring because simply put, it started off so like no one really wanted to vote.
You're going too far ahead.
Okay.
Who do you think should have won?
Who do I think should have won? Honestly, I'm just saying, out of everything, out of all of it, I feel like Samurai should actually won. I do.
Holy crap!
I feel like Samurai should have won.
Anyone?
Only reason why I feel like Samurai should have won is because I know what lightning mode. I know what lightning mode can do, and I also know what Super Dino mode can do. And see, Super Dino mode, while it can knock what's his name out of lightning mode, he still would have took major damage before he should have done it. So the way it is, yeah, he really shouldn't. He really, it would have been one-sided a little bit. So yeah.
Yeah, and I agree. I think Green Samurai Ranger should have won because one of the big things, he has trained for this before he even became a ranger. He was ready for this even before the 3 Ninja Storm Rangers became rangers. He was ready for this before the start of the show.
Yeah.
he could look at the White Dinos and the Ranger and say, "Hey, pretty boy, I have more experience than you. Way more." And just walked right through him before going into Thunder mode. And Thunder mode Thunder mode. White Dino went evil first.
Yeah.
Cam didn't have to go evil. He had to go back in time and face his uncle to be proven worthy to be the Samurai Ranger. White Dino Ranger really didn't get. He didn't prepare for it. He's just like, okay, you're a ranger. You're also evil. Deal with it.
All right. This is the results of the 3rd round in the 6th Ranger tournament. As Melvin said, this was the slowest fight. It did not pick up at all. I mean, good Lord, we thought it was going to be a tie for the longest. But in the end, you guys voted. See, you guys voted 9 White Dino favor. Ranger has advanced to the semifinals.
And that was the slowest one.
Really
you people really didn't care about these two, I'm guessing.
That was entirely slow. All right, so we have White Dino Ranger in the semifinals, and the next one, the 4th round, is Gold Zeo Ranger versus SPD's Shadow Ranger. Melvin, who you got?
I don't know. I as much as I can't even do this right. I'm sorry. I gave it to Gold. I'm sorry. Jason is. I'm gonna be gay for a moment. Jason is my first, my only. So of course I had to give it to Gold. But in all seriousness, yes, Shadow Ranger is my nigga. Shadow Ranger has always been my nigga. Always and forever. But I knew the power. That was in Gold, and yeah.
That was in Gold. We know where the power came from.
I'm just saying, okay, I did my research as far as stat-wise, and I knew the reason why I was voting for who was who. I mean, okay, if it came down to fans, okay, they had a chance. But Stat-wise, nah. Like, Gold Ranger out trumps a majority of a lot of Rangers right now. Like, as far as power-wise, he hurts people's feelings. So, yeah, I knew that was done.
So let me start mine. I wanna say this: if the Zeo powers if they increase in power over time, then why the hell do we have to go to Turbo?
Why? Because we
know the reason why, Sentai and so on, and budget, but in universe, there's no reason if they gone that high in power that they can grow giant. There was no reason for them to go Turbo. So I think there's a limit here, even though many fans are going to tell me otherwise. And I think Shadow Ranger should have won. Main reason is he has, again, more experience. He's been in full-on wars without being a Power Ranger. And even after that, he becomes a Ranger, leading an entire team and stepping onto the battlefield himself. And the first time he morphs, taking on 100-foot soldiers by himself, and then just going straight to the main guy by himself. And on top of that, he goes after Grum, the main villain. And if I'm correct, battles him unmorphed, kicks his ass, and saves his wife. Yeah, I think Doggy Kruger would have it over the Gold Zeo.
That's where you're wrong.
And okay, I'm going to be honest. This is the one I wanted out of all these. I wanted Doggy Kruger to come forth because out of all. No. We all know. I'm salty. We know who the victor.
I know you're salty, but don't give out the results yet. Don't give out the results.
People can guess.
Okay, don't give out the results.
Just yet. I'll give them my just yet. It'll be all right.
Here's my opinion. Who should have walked out? Who should walk out of the fourth round? And it's Gold Zeo. Gold Zeo all day long. Not only has both both of them have been in wars. In space, he was fighting hundreds upon hundreds of not of the same enemy, but of different enemies of different types from different warring factions that was going on. Then on top of that, he has the power of Pyramidas flowing through him. A power of a gold Zeo crystal that came from Pyramidas. That's the power of a fucking carrier Zord in your hand in that Zeo staff.
AKA, once again, almost the power of a demigod.
Exactly.
Hold on. The power of a carrier Zord running through him? Where the fuck was that for Tommy when he was a Black Dino Thunder Ranger?
Black Dino Thunder Ranger is not as strong as Zeo because he didn't get derived from that Zord. The Zord itself helped put power into the Gold Zeo staff.
Yep.
That's why I say
I still think a lot of that is just bullshit.
I say Gold Zeo Ranger for the win. All right, so now we will move on to the results that Eric almost gave away before I could give my
We all know the second I said who I think would win, we all know who was the victor.
Don't ruin it for everybody else just because you're salty.
You underestimate my saltiness.
Green Ranger,
just because is in a bloody pile right now getting poked at with the Gold Zeo staff, One Punch Man style. Because the votes are in, you guys voted, it is 12 to 45.
Stomp out.
Gold Zeo favor. So we have in the semifinals, we have White Tiger Ranger versus Titanium Ranger. And we have in the second round of the semifinals, we have White Dino Ranger versus Gold Zeo Ranger.
Let me set a prediction here. It's going to end up being Gold Zeo versus White Tiger.
Don't cut my Titanium Ranger down so soon.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Shadow Ranger got completely annihilated. The one that I was hoping would make it. And for those of you who know, all my guys are now out. There is no point for me to be talking. This tournament no longer has anything to do with me.
Okay, so, who do you have? Who, in your honest opinion, who is walking out and into the finals between White Tiger and Titanium Ranger? No.
I already said this. It's going to be Gold Zeo versus White Tiger because the fans have shown who they love the most. And yes, I'm salty because the fans have an opinion, but it's an opinion it's the opinion of nostalgia that I'm kind of getting tired of. And people are gonna want me dead.
Okay. What about you, Mel? Are you backing your own dude, or are you throwing another hairball in here and going for the other guy like you did with White Dino and Ninja Storm Green Samurai?
Oh, no. I'm backing my own dude. Honestly, I do not feel like I love my White Dino, but I know my White Dino cannot hold up against some of these Rangers. So, I wasn't expecting him to make it this far. Thank you so much for making it this far, my guy. And I hope you push forward through. If you push forward through, like I said, you're my underdog. But for right now, I'm looking at White Ranger Tiger Power versus Gold Ranger Pyramidas. That's what I'm looking at.
See, even Talos knows where this is going in the end.
Come on, guys! Don't let the saltiness hit. Or I need another tournament win here. I need 2 tournament wins here. And you fans can make that happen by putting Titanium motherfucking Ranger in there. Because when Saba goes, Tommy, you picked the wrong motherfucking fight. It's going to kill us.
Give me that win.
Yeah, the pretty boy who's on Father ended up selling him to the devil.
The only way I see White Tiger Ranger walking out of this victory is if he cheats and summons the White Tiger Zord to stomp down on Titanium Ranger.
Folks, please remember, Titanium Ranger doesn't exist. Folks, please remember, Titanium Ranger doesn't exist. He's non-canon.
All because you wouldn't pick the personality of the Sentai. Oh, boo-hoo, you can't let Power Ranger have its own canon.
Go for the one that's canon, folks. Go for the one go for the mascot.
At this point, I don't care, fans, who you vote for, since none of mine are here. But don't listen to Talos' bullshit of his canonality. It's Power Rangers. We have our own canon.
God.
Hey, okay, so we have White Dino, Thunder Ranger, Gold Zeo Ranger. We already know the salt train over there. We know what he wants. He wants to ruin everybody's fun and be the saltiest motherfucker.
No, I'm just salty. I'm just salty that Doggy, out of all these, didn't make it. One of the most badass 6 Rangers of one of the more decent generations didn't make it.
Well, he made it past the qualifying. He made it in the which I want to say, guys, that qualifying match between him and Eric, the Quantum Red Ranger, holy crap, that could not have been.
And then he met Gold Zeo, and everybody loved Gold Zeo more.
Of course, because Gold Zeo.
What happened was, Eric, what happened was that he was still tired from trying to deal out that ass whooping to Quantum Ranger, that he had no strength left for Godzilla. Even if he did have strength left for Godzilla, Godzilla would have still stomped that doggy's ass and told him and rubbed his nose in that shit that he tried to throw at him. Anyways, for Gold Zeo Ranger all the way, I've got to back my own horse on this one. I love White Dino Thunder. I think his super mode is awesome. It might put up a little bit of a fight against Gold Zeo, but in the end, in the longevity of it all, he's going to run out of steam, whereas Gold Zeo Ranger can keep pushing on because of his power. So, yes, my vote goes towards Gold Zeo making it to the finals. Melvin.
As always, like only reason why I'm not backing my own person here this time is because like I said, I know the power stats and everything else in between. However, yes, I'm still gonna give my boy a fighting chance. It's not gonna be just like, oh, blowout, stomp out, but he is probably going to lose it. So I'm giving it to Go. Go has that hands down. This is my boy Jason. Like it's my boy Jason. Jason is going to run it. Jason's gonna run this.
And folks, listen up. I'm going to do a special thing for you guys that's going to be uploaded to our YouTube page and our Facebook page. If you guys, if White Tiger Ranger and Gold Zeo Ranger make it to the finals, which you never know because you guys have always surprised us in the end. I mean, Jungle Fury the Jungle Fury Megazord beat an Ultra Zord. So like I said, and my Zord beat the fucking fan favorite Zord. As I said, you guys always surprise us. So never know. We could have White Tiger versus White Dino Ranger. Hell, we could have
this was a surprise. This was a surprise I personally could have done without.
You're just salty because you're not even in.
Yes, because my entire team got wiped out in one match. My entire team. It wasn't like, okay, all of them except for one of my entire team gone.
Just remember, I'll avenge you.
Yeah, because I want my rival to avenge me.
Oh, I'm not your rival. Oh, I'm not your rival.
I'm pretty sure the fans beg to differ.
I want to take a quick little break and just say, that this show is sponsored by Epicon 2017, where we will be live and doing Q&As at the event. So make sure you guys come out, see us, get pictures with us. Go get pictures with the Power Rangers that are going to be there. Go get pictures with other celebrities that are going to be there and enjoy yourself. It's going to be at the Albany Civic Center. That's August the 19th. And it's one day only, so do not miss your chance to come out and meet us. We're really not this salty in person.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm actually a bit more enjoyable, but I can bring the salt if I need to.
Also, this is also brought to you guys by Nightmare Inc. Marketing events and other such, as well as Magma Cleric Productions, which is going to be going under the name change pretty soon. Also, it is brought to you guys by T Public. Go out there and buy your shirts. Support the show. Support
Get t-shirts.
Also, again, I'm going to mention it out there. You guys can go out, watch Kamen Rider episode 1 of Star Blazers. Kamen Rider Star Blazers episode 1. Episode 2 is currently filming right now. So you guys go out there, watch it, have a lot of fun. It is on the Magma Cleric channel. It's also on the Facebook page as well. So you guys go out there, enjoy it. Tell us how you think. It was a lot of hard work. We enjoyed the feedback. So with that being said and out of the way,
can we discuss something that got brought up because of this tournament?
When we get to that part, we're gonna go into the X-Aid review.
Yes, because X8 is almost over, and it has been a crazy ride. And as I said, it's almost over. I think they actually released the true ending over in Japan a couple days ago.
Yep.
I can't wait to see that. That is going to be awesome. Though, one thing I'm not a fan of, VR. They're throwing that in there. But that's the movie. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm so anxious. Anyway, to the review.
Well, start it off since you're so excited about it, Red.
Well, how can I not be? Because this is actually the first Kamen Rider I have actually seen. Because I was looking through and it's like XA is like, okay, I did not know that this was not the first one. And I was like, you know what, let's just watch it anyway. Bit interesting. Like some of the concepts. You know the characters I hate by now, if I haven't made it clear. Pico. You know the ones I love. And
Kamen Rider Poppy.
Kind of.
Yes. Let the hate flow. Let it brew through you.
I think Poppy's cute, but she's not my all-time favorite. Brave is my favorite, despite the fact that he goes through a bit of an arc, which is kind of foreshadowed if you follow some of his gas shots.
Yep.
And Emu, pay attention to Emu because he makes some major changes to him. And if you actually are kind of curious, if you're kind of wanting to watch it now, watch it, but pay attention to what episodes the Pac-Man movie comes in on, because that's pretty epic. But yes. Overall, like X8, I like the theme of it. Not a big fan of the drivers. I think they're a bit too bulky. I wish they were a bit more streamlined.
Right. Just a quick second. Hey, Crystal, how you doing? We see you there.
Hey, I can't see anyone because I don't have the video opened. I don't want my computer to explode, then they have to look for another salty co-host.
That's my wife for everybody that's out there. She supports like everything we do.
But yeah, drivers I don't hate, but I'm not too big on because they look too bulky. But overall, watch it. It is fun. It like the ending to where like it's at now is crazy. You need to watch it. If you need to watch it, even to start out.
I want to take a time out because somebody just popped up in the live chat that we haven't give hardly any mention to in the past couple of episodes. I want to say welcome Verisight Artwork. She's the one that does all of our artwork that you see on our page, on our shirts, on our posters. She's the main one that does.
Who seriously needs better equipment because she does good enough artwork to deserve better equipment.
And she's the main reason why we put out shirts, and she's the main reason why we got our logo. So you guys be looking out because there's some stuff coming your way. So look out for that. So continue on with the review of X8.
I'm done because I can't do anything but really gush about it.
What about you, Talos?
Is it my turn finally? It is. It's my turn. Okay, cool beans. All right. Here's the thing about X8. This is coming from a true Toku head himself. First and foremost, I love this. I love this Kamen Rider. I do. I love this Kamen Rider. Awesome ass Kamen Rider. Thing is, I do hate how they went about, hey, we're gonna give you this ending. You thought that was the ending? Oh wait, it's me. Deal. Like they kept tricky with the ending.
Yeah.
No. But
So we heard Eric's favorite. Who is your favorite out of X8?
out of X8, I actually didn't have a favorite person per se. I didn't. I didn't have a favorite person. I want to say a favorite writer.
Yeah, the
And that
favorite
was,
writer out of X8.
I mean, as far as it goes, my favorite writer out of X8 honestly was, and yeah, I'm evil, folks. I want you to understand it. Was Kronos. Well, Chronicle was one of my favorites. When he came on, he was my favorite. But before him, Snipe and Brave kind of had me for a moment. Snipe and Brave both had me for a moment. So, not gonna lie. As far as it goes, for me, the drivers, I don't like them. I really don't. That's the only thing I really truly don't like about XA is just the drivers itself. As a person who has the toys, I just don't. I wouldn't even pick them up. So
They are a bit bulky.
Yeah.
If Professor Kamen was a guest on here, he'd probably be trying to strangle us through Google Hangouts.
Yeah, well, he's not here, so don't have to worry about that. And I can't bring myself to the levels of salt to want to strangle either of you through Google Hangouts.
Here's my overview, my review of X8. It starts off strong, starts off towards the middle, gets a little bit too emu heavy.
Emu.
Heavy. It gets a lot of times it really focuses on him, and I get flashbacks of the Red Ranger from the Cure Ranger, Dino Charge Super Sentai, because they focused heavy on him, and I get flashbacks of that, and I'm like, no. Then it just goes too far out of its way to be, look at this, look what we're doing here. It's the end of the world. You know, we've seen that shtick time and time again. I feel that the ending, the towards the end of the show, because it's not over yet, but
it's close to it though.
Close to it, and I just feel like it dropped the ball. To me, it dropped the ball. As far as everything else, I like the video game theme. That was pretty interesting to make a Kamen Rider show based around different types of video games, and not just do the standard Toku thing. Is here's a video game, you guys get to be a part of that game by being characters from that game. No, they took it and made it sub-genres. Like, you had platformers, you had shooters, you had RPGs, you had puzzles, you had fighters, which is a perfect segue into my favorite Kamen Rider, who was also a Bugster, which is puzzle and perfect and knockout fighter. And then we got perfect knockout, which to me that was pretty awesome. I that was my all-time favorite rider throughout that entire show. Whenever he came on, to me it made that episode feel a little bit better. It made
I just want to say
smoother.
I want to say perfect puzzle cheats.
Oh no! Perfect Puzzle is completely within his power limits. He grabs
yes, but his power limits still cheat. Just like, oh hey, look, okay, let me just get 3 of those, 2 of those, and 1 of those, and I'm invincible because screw everything, I abuse items.
Well, sometimes, I mean, that makes sense because a lot of the puzzle games nowadays aren't Tetris. They are that type of puzzle. where you abuse items. And that's what he's doing. Like Candy Crush, you abuse items in Candy Crush. You abuse items in games that are like Candy Crush. I can't think of any right now.
I honestly would not. I legitimately would not know because I have never played any of those.
But they're taking advantage of that.
Puzzle and Dragons, basically is that type of game where, once you make 3 or 4 of something, you get an item, and then you can use that item, or you get a supercharged puzzle piece, and once you connect it to another like puzzle piece, hey, it blows things up. So yeah.
Right. So that's my favorite. But overall, if I have to give it a star rating or a rating period, I'd have to give it, honestly, and I'm gonna get a lot of flame for it. Honestly, I have to give it a 2.5 out of 5.0 rating. That's just the Magma Cleric rating scale right there, and I have to. It's average. Above average would be like 3.0 to 4.0, and then 4.0 to 5.0 would be damn near excellent, with a 5.0 being perfect. So yeah, it's just average for me. A lot of times it was very hard for me to keep with the show and keep up with the show. I would, had a real hard time just keeping my focus with the episodes and everything like that. So yeah, that's my rating. Overall, it was a very average Kamen Rider season, where we've had past seasons that were better. I believe Drive was the season before X-Aid.
No, it
I
was
believe.
Ghost, I believe.
Ghost would fare better than the whole run of X-Aid. X-Aid was I could put X-Aid in the average Kamen Rider show list. It was an average Kamen Rider show.
I want to mention something because this sort of slipped my mind because and this character he was good as a villain for a while, and Talos, you know who I'm talking about. He was good. He actually was threatening for a while. But towards, I think the second half he came back, he became nothing but crazy faces and stuff that I'm pretty sure the Japanese people use for memes.
Oh, dude, are you talking about the game developer?
Yeah. Yes. Man, did he just drop in quality. It's like, I'm not this anymore. I am Hyper XC whatever. It's like, dude, just shut up. Even Laser just like, you know what, just call him God and just satisfy his God complex. I don't care anymore. I have never seen a villain just drop in quality that much.
I want to throw some salt before we move on to the next topic. The worst writer in that series and the worst person in that series, to me, my own opinion, I have some people that would back me, is fucking Brave. I hate his character, and I hate how he acted in the show. Oh God, did I hate it.
Compared to how some of the other characters acted, at least he has something decent going on. At least he actually has, at least a redemption.
He almost made my blue SPD list of just total dicks in TV shows. But that's a whole other story.
You mean the blue SP SPD that got upstaged by Blue Overdrive?
Because we all know how Blue Overdrive is. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we're moving on to our next topic. It's a little salty right now because I like to throw that salt on him. Likes the salt. We are moving on to Power Rangers RPM. Get in gear. We are on the RPM discussion of Power Rangers. Holy crap, 23 episodes in, and we are almost done with the Disney era, and we're moving to the...
once we finish this, we're done with the Disney era, which, about the Disney era, there's a lot of things they want to kick it for, but
all right, go ahead, Melvin.
Wake me up when the bullshit's over, because this right here finna be some complete utter bullshit. But okay, go ahead, continue on. Y'all have fun with this one. I'm gonna try not to rant because it's already a possibility of my soul wants to rant right now. But okay, whatever. Continue. Who's starting this off? Marcus, take it away.
All right, so the synopsis of this whole thing is a computer virus named Vengex basically destroyed the world except for one colony called Cornith or Cornith or whatever.
Okay, pause right there. Right now, I'm calling bullshit. I'm sorry. The rant is in me. I'm calling bullshit. How the fuck is it? You're an advanced civilization, a.k.a. you're a people of motherfucking planet, and goddamn, you telling me a virus fucks you up? Not a normal virus, not one that makes you sick, a computer virus.
Do you not realize the extent we rely on technology?
But do you not realize how much damn antivirus software we run nowadays?
But it is a self-learning virus. It could be like, oh, wait, hold on. That firewall? Okay, let me just see. Okay, so that. Oh, hey, not so bad after all. I just learned how to get past that firewall, and about millions of people have the same type.
In this day and age, in this time frame, I can say it like it is. Have y'all not read comics? Have y'all not read to the point where, hey, you know what? We've learned from our mistake with Ultron. Ultron was the same way. Copy much? Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. Shh. Nope. Go away, Melvin. Bad Melvin. Go back to your corner. Bad Melvin.
We can tell who's gonna be the person here who didn't like it.
All right, so RPM takes more of a post-apocalyptic feel to Power Rangers, which is a first, versus its Super Sentai counterpart Go-Onger, where Go-Onger it was beast machines. And they were sentient beast machines living in a different dimension than the human people. Where this one is a scientist named Dr. K made everything for him. Made the suits, made the Zords, everything for him.
Yes, they're connected to the biogrid or biofield.
It's biofield.
And I can feel from here that ramp building up.
And
it's coming. But continue.
It's the point where I don't know how to explain this because this show on so many different levels, even though behind the scenes it was fucked up.
Oh,
producers were live.
This was one that the fact that it survived should be considered a minor miracle at best, because after Jungle Fury, Disney has had its fill. It's just like, we're done. This is your last one. We don't care. We don't care what sales it gets. You're done. They had a writer. I think they had a writer or director change mid-season, and they got stuck on the channels that you could get it. It was in like 5:30 in the morning, a slot where no one,
Right.
like your target audience, would never be up that early unless they were either A, really determined, or B, slightly crazy.
Well, now,
Right.
hold on. Maybe I came along too far late for it, but apparently, for me, Operation Overdrive. When I operate, I'm sorry. See, that's just how much I hate RPM. But for me, this one here actually didn't come on late. It actually came on Saturday. It was the only time you could see it. You didn't see it throughout the week. You only saw it on Saturdays, and it came on Saturdays at about 10 a.m. I think this was around the time of JetX, I believe. Disney was just trying to acquire JetX and such and everything else, and turn it to Disney XD and all this other stuff. But we ain't gonna talk about all that. I still say that's some stupid moves, but.
And they acquired that, they had JetX had it at 10 a.m., but then they moved it to Disney XD and put it at 5:30 in the morning, so no one would be able to see it. And then they would show reruns of old episodes, Disney's ABC morning show Saturday thing. So let's move on to the Rangers. We have Ranger Operator Series Red, Scott Truman, a.k.a. The guy who played him is Ek Darvill.
I think Darvill.
He didn't get a whole lot of spotlight.
Yeah,
there wasn't a whole lot of focus on him.
Yeah, I can actually agree with that, because even I kind of struggle with some of the big moments of him.
It was more, and he's the Red Ranger. He's supposed to be the leader, but he was more of a background character. And then we have Ranger Operator Series Blue, Flynn McAllister, who is played by Ari Boyland. And yeah, he was Scottish. Let's put it out there. He was Scottish.
The defining moment of the most well-known well, he's Scottish, but also actually a pretty good mechanic. Actually, he was able to design his own Zord just with a little help from Gemma, and actually came up with a way for, in his own little focus episode, for him to basically clear out his suit and then make a bigger explosion and use that as a weapon.
Right. Then we have Ranger Operator Series Yellow, Summer Lansdowne, who was played by Rose McLiver. And she was all right. I mean, she was just, to me, she was just there, just like the Red Ranger of the series. She was just there. She didn't really put much of an impact besides her little story arc where she went from being a rich, proper person to a can depend on herself and doesn't need the money of her dad and whatever.
Yeah.
Then we have quite possibly my favorite one, Ranger Operator Series Green, Ziggy Grover.
Yep.
Milo Cawthorn or whatever. He was actually decent, and he had a lot of character development over the series, and his interactions with Dr. K, that was oh my god, that was hilarious.
Yeah. If there's ever a Ranger you need for just heart alone, it gets Ziggy. Ziggy, without any objection, had the most heart in the entire team. And
then the thing
with the puppets.
And to think that he goes from being in a gang basically, to renouncing his gang stuff, his whatever you want to call it, renouncing that and turning himself to a Power Ranger. That was a great story arc.
Well, he didn't actually renounce himself as a gang member. He sort of left Corinth because he knew every gang was going to have his ass with a side of fries if he ever showed his face again. And he did, because where are you going to go in a desert wasteland?
And it was so great is that the actor who played Ziggy actually got married to Dr. K.
And I need to burst your bubble with that.
And
they got divorced 2006.
Well, it was still. Wait, they couldn't have got divorced in 2006.
It was recent. They separated. I said last
I was
year.
gonna say RPM was like 2008.
Yeah, it couldn't have been.
I know that they got separated though very recently, much to probably a lot of fans' dismay.
Then we have he's so white he makes white bread jealous. The Operator Series Black Dylan, who's played by Daniel Wing, and he's so white he makes white bread jealous, and that's all I can say about him. He was so freaking bland.
He has times when he's not being a bland piece of white bread trying to be emo.
Right. That was just Then you have the worst 6th and 7th Ranger I know. We have Jim, played by Mike Jin, who is Operator Series Gold. And then we have Operator Series Silver, Gemma. So creative right there. Played by Ling Min whatever. Talk about these two. These two get on my nerves that bad. And literally, to separate them is make one Jim and put M.A. for the other one and make her Gemma? No. We're done. We're done here. They basically, they get their Zords, which all have anime googly eyes. That's because of Go Anja. I really wish they would have taken that out. And that's all I can say, because Disney really screwed the pooch on this one.
They for them to take that out, that would have been a lot more money, because they would have had to pay someone to redo the CGI to get rid of the eyes, redo the Zords to get rid of them as well, and they were already recording a lot of their own scenes. So, for what they did, I'm okay with the whole eye thing, anime eyes, and yeah, they could have taken it out, but we also could have had a worse done season. I mean, as far as this is one of the better seasons.
It was an okay season. Don't get me wrong. It was an okay season, but I just no.
And yeah, it has a fair share of rather poor characters. I do like a lot of the backstories these characters get, more so with Dr. K and the whole the whole government organization, shady deals, and we're gonna kidnap kid geniuses to brainwash them to be basically our new supercomputers, because we're dicks and we don't know what innocence is.
All right, so our next topic, because we're gonna
hold on. I think there's a rant that needs to be done here. This guy's been seizing.
Something, Talos, you got something to say about RPM?
Nope, I'm gonna hold my salt. I'm gonna hold it.
Oh, why? Why hold it? I've already let my salt out for the tournament.
Because not everybody can be as salty as you, Eric.
But I'm gonna let them try. I encourage them.
So, our next discussion, we're going into the first season of the Neo Saban era.
And the
I'm gonna
collective
need a
face
drink
palm
for this
because
one.
we are in for a rough road past here.
I am going to need a drink for this one.
Well, that's going to be for our next podcast.
Our next topic is our last topic is Q&A questions from our fans for everybody here that's on our show. Our actual first question comes from Everything Power Rangers. They want to know who should let me read that again. Oh, who should direct who should direct the sequel to Power Rangers if we get a sequel? Honestly, I'd have to say Kevin Smith. I would go with Kevin Smith. He's a pretty fair and good director. He would get a lot of stuff out. He would make a good sequel to the movie. What about you guys? Any directors in mind that you would like to see direct the sequel to Power Rangers if we get a sequel?
Nah.
I don't so much have a personal director. I more so just kind of want, more so for me, like requirements, I guess I should say. And that the biggest one is be a fan of Power Rangers, but don't be a big fan, like don't be a huge fan of Sentai, because we have had people who are bigger fans of Sentai than Power Rangers mess things up in a way that really they shouldn't have.
Yeah, we'll get into that when we get to Mega Voice.
Actually, we're going to get into that with some of Samurai, too.
Yeah. Our next question is for everybody here. It's a two-parter. The first part of the question is, what Kamen Rider show would we bring over to America? Would we either have it dubbed or would we make whole new scenes? And the second part of this question is I don't understand. Okay. The second part of the question is what channel would you like to see it on? There we go. He wrote it pretty weird. I'll go first. Fuck it. I'll go first. I would like to see Kiva. The Kamen Rider Kiva with the little bat that bites down, and I would like to see that brought over here. I think that would be a very, very awesome thing, and I would think that I think, as to answer your second one, I would do whole new live action scenes, basically do the Power Ranger thing to it. Don't edit it down as much. In fact, I would make it a Adult Swim or Stars or HBO with Adult Swim, because they can get away with a lot of shit. So
I think you mean Toonami more than Adult Swim.
Yeah, Toonami. I would put it on Toonami because they still can get away with a lot of shit as well, and it would be like a great bridge between anime and live action because you'll have your anime and then you'll have this live action show to hit you, and it actually pretty decent because it is a dark show that deals around mythical monsters like Dracula and stuff like that. So yeah, I would definitely bring over Kamen Rider Kiva, and I would put it on Toonami, which is on the Adult Swim channel, which is on the Cartoon Network channel. What about you guys?
You want to go first, Talos?
Honestly, I don't have one that I want to see brought here because I don't see anybody doing them any good. So.
Oh, okay. I personally have two. One that really doesn't answer this question because there's not a station I want to do this, and it's not a season really. But I want to see Rooster Teeth do like their own sort of Kamen Rider X-Aid. Not take the footage, but do like their own thing. But that's not going to happen. I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. But actually taking one over, I want to see one of the more like adult stations, like the stations for adults, not the other kind. Take on. Yeah, I want to see them do Drive. Just not for any reason aside from the fact that we're Americans, we love fast cars. I want to see how they do this and if and how they screw it up.
True.
I'm doing this to watch the proverbial car crash happen.
Okay. Hey, actually, that's it for the Q&A answers.
Really? You only had two questions?
So, lucky us, I guess. No Kaiju versus Megazord. All right, so everybody.
No animal Sentai for me.
I say thank you guys for coming out watching us. This podcast has been brought to you by Epicon 2017. We'll be there live. Come do more Q&As with us there. It's also brought to you by Nightmare Inc. Marketing, Planning, and Events. And it is brought to you by Magma Cleric Productions. It's also brought to you by tpublic.com, where you can get your t-shirts, coffee mugs, posters, books, whatever. You get it there. I have been your host with the most, the one and only Magma Cleric.
And as always, I am your friendly neighborhood admin. You know the one, that guy, the one that doesn't have to compensate for a damn thing. He who is never salty, but always has to have the salt on standby just in case these two need it. AKA Talos Gundam, your boy. Yeah. Yeah.
And I am the one who has all the right opinions and all the salt in the universe. Eric, the saltiest ranger in the galaxy.
And as always,
it's back to action, and may the power protect you.